Hey everyone, welcome back to the realm. It is season 8, everybody.
Season 8. Holy shit, how'd that happen?
I know a lot. You put out 2 seasons a year, it happens real fast. But yes, we are.
I wasn't on mute. Okay, sorry.
We're on season 8 and we're back. And we are with our Scaretober. We're starting off with our Scaretober episodes. This October is going to look a little different. We have, as we mentioned, if you listened to our Weird Weekly News the other day, if you hadn't, you need to go listen to that because there were some really good news stories. But having said that, this October is going to look a little different because we have a shit ton of evidence that we still have to go through so that we can bring that to you with some evidence reels. We have found some things, EVPs. We have a few things on video, and we're just trying to get that put together. We had several investigations with an overwhelming amount of hours of an overwhelming amount of equipment to look through. So we are working feverishly on that. So to make things easy on us this season, we are starting out. We're going to do some fan favorite. We're just going to go right into doing our movie reviews every single Monday for horror movies, scary movies in that genre. We'll do our movie reviews, and then we'll do our Weird Weekly News on Wednesdays. So you're still going to get 2 episodes a week from us in October. We're just going to do it a little bit different. And then next year we'll be back to some scary topics. But we do have some investigations and evidence that we need to present to you for the rest of the season, starting in November. So I'm excited to get that finished and out to you all. So stick with us. We're going to have some fun. All right. So we're going to talk about tonight What We Do in the Shadows. That's the name of the movie. It's a horror comedy. And I will start off by saying the first words that I said when I ended is that's an hour and a half and $3.95 that I will never get back in my life.
What?
We didn't do introductions.
We didn't do introductions on the other episode.
We did do introductions. Oh my gosh, I'm just jumping in like everybody knows who we are. We didn't do it for our Weird Weekly News either. Nope. Well, I'm Gina.
I'm Rich.
I'm Jenny.
I'm Rob.
I'm Amy.
I'm still Brian.
And he's still Brian. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we didn't do introductions.
No, it means you got a lot to say about this, so this is going to be good.
Okay. Well, I have to say that it was funny. Like it was funny. It was very I love quirky movies like this. It was just not what I expect. I didn't know what to expect because I didn't read anything about the movie before I watched it. I just looked it up, hit purchase, and we watched it. I'll read a little synopsis. Although, Rich, this was your movie recommendation. Do you want to read the synopsis, or you want me to do it?
You go ahead.
All right. So, What We Do in the Shadows is it got 7.6 out of 10 on IMDb. It's a 2014 mockumentary horror comedy film directed by Jermaine Clement and Taika Waititi, who also stars as the vampire. Who's also a star as the vampire housemates in Wellington, New Zealand. The film follows the mundane lives of ancient vampires as they navigate modern society, dealing with issues like chores, rent, social dynamics, all while a documentary crew films their struggles and adventures. Mm-hmm. So it is a mockumentary style. So if you love stuff like The Office or whatever, this is very similar to like how it was filmed. So it was witty, it was funny, but Rich, I'm going to let you just start off since this was your vote.
I had heard about this movie probably, I don't know, for a while I heard about it, and I always passed it up. Okay. Whenever I'd see it, I'd be going through the channels. I'd go, I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch that. It looks stupid. Okay. Now I know who the characters are in the movie. I like Jermaine Clement. He does a lot of things that you probably don't even realize that he's in. And he's in a lot of stuff now that when he pops up on screen, I'm like, oh, he's in that. I didn't know he's in that. Like the new Megan 2 movie, he's in there. He's one of the characters in there. You know, he does a lot of voiceover stuff. So anyway, how it started with watching this movie was I sit at home and I scroll through and I decide what I'm going to watch. When I'm done watching one series of something, I pick something else I'm going to watch and then I watch it. Okay. I started watching the TV show, What We Do in the Shadows. Once I
Okay.
started watching that, I went, you know what? And this is off topic a little bit. I love the TV show. The TV show, I think, is more comedy and more ballsy than the movie was. So if you haven't watched the TV series, you need to do that. Okay,
Yeah.
you'll what's the right word? You'll appreciate the movie a little bit more, I think, after you watch the TV show. Okay. So that being said, I went back with my wife there, the lady Jen. I said we need to watch the movie. I said let's just watch it once. Let's see what it is. I said the two guys that made the TV show, Clement and Watiti, they're the ones that produced and directed and wrote the TV show as well. I said so it's got to be pretty similar. I said it's got to be. I don't know if it's like just like the same show, just changed into a movie. You know, I wasn't sure what to expect. So then we watched it, and I started grasping what it was. That this was more of a prequel to before that happens. It's totally set in a different area, and like you said, New Zealand as opposed to New Jersey. Different characters. However, they do cross over. Characters from the movie do cross over to the show, TV show. So I mean, there is that tie to it. Also, with the movie What We Do in the Shadows, that I'm not sure if you guys know or not. When you're watching the movie and the police officers that are in there,
Mm-hmm.
that is an actual TV show as well. That's called Wellington Paranormal. That was a spinoff
Okay.
of
Oh.
the movie. It came after the movie. The movie was in 2014. Wellington Paranormal was a spinoff in 2016. Had 4 seasons. So, you know, and then came the TV show, What We Do in the Shadows, greatest show of all time. 6 seasons. I've
And
watched
that started in
all 6 seasons
2019.
numerous times. Huh?
The TV show started in 2019, right?
2019, yeah, sorry, yeah, 2019, and that had 6 seasons, which just wrapped up.
So I'm
So
I'm definitely gonna watch it. I'm definitely gonna watch the TV show.
you have to you have to watch it, and you have to watch the first few episodes. Once you start learning the characters, which I think is maybe what this movie lacked a little bit, and maybe that's why they made the show to broaden the characters, and brought in what it's all about. Because I think you get to learn the characters in the movie a little bit, but you don't know a lot about it. You don't get a lot of the background, and maybe that's where some of that feelings you have about the movie is you're kind of thrown into something and you just kind of go with it. There's not a lot, like they didn't have a lot of time to give a backstory on each character to make each character so interesting for everybody to understand and everybody to love a certain character here or there. You know, it was kind of a lot going on. I didn't think it was a bad movie.
No, it wasn't. It was just I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
to your point,
had that humor, the dry humor,
I
and
love that.
and I think it might be one of those movies. Now, this is the second time I've seen it, like Rob was talking about too. And this, we watched it a couple months ago for the first time, and I watched it today, and I was shocked that it was the same movie I watched just a month or two ago. I was like, "Is this?" Either I didn't pay attention the first time. I'm not sure, but it was like I'm not sure what this. I don't remember this part, so I don't know if it's one of those movies that after you watch it a few times, you pick up on a lot of the little quirks and a little bit of the language and a little bit of the comedy that's in the background that you don't catch when you're watching it the first time, trying to pay attention to the movie type thing. I think if you just sat and watched it, I'm wondering if you'd absorb it a little bit differently. But
Yeah, and I guess just to give like the listeners context. So like I read the description of the movie, but essentially, you know, like it said, it's following around these vampires who've been alive for one of them's like 8,000 years.
800, yeah, 800 something.
Years.
Yep,
Peter,
Peter.
Peter.
beloved Peter.
8,000.
I
Yeah,
know.
Peter was alive. I
Talk
think
about Peter.
8,000 years old. But and so it's kind of following their living together and roommates and all the problems that goes into like the dynamics of having roommates and all the shit that happens. And then then this main focus of the story ends up being this new vampire that kind of gets born from out of the storyline, and he's having trouble adjusting to life as a vampire, and he's like, you know, he's running around town. I'm a vampire.
I'm
Just tell
Twilight.
everybody,
I'm Twilight. That's
Yeah,
me.
yeah, that's
yeah.
me. I'm the
There's the
guy.
Twilight.
In
Yep,
Twilight,
there's the
I'm the
Twilight.
guy.
Yep.
I knew Brian. I was like, man, I bet you when Brian rewatched this and like heard that line, he was probably like, damn, Gina.
You know, I laughed at it because I didn't. You know what? I didn't even think about talking crap about Twilight because now I'm just kind of used to it. Thanks, Gina. But I just laughed because it was funny and it was an earned joke, and I feel like I hope I'm not going to be the only one defending this movie that I thought this movie was great. But keep
They
going.
they they
Keep
they
going.
play it off. They play off on that in the TV series as well. Even better.
Oh yeah, I gotta watch it. And
Even
I
better.
so I just like my original comment when I was done, I was like, okay, it wasn't what I expected.
I would
And
agree with that. Yes.
that was my first reaction. But then like we were laughing and chuckling through the movie and like just some of the little like you said, there's like you have to pay attention like you do in the office because there's just little things going on in the background or little
Yep.
things people say and do on the side. I don't know. Rob, what do you think of it?
Well, you know me, and I love horror movies, and I love monster movies, and I love paranormal movies, and I love the found footage genre. I seen
Mhm.
this movie when it first came out, just because I searched like new found footage horror movies and stuff. So I seen it a long time ago when it first came out, and I loved it. Now I always kind of wanted to go back and see it. I watched it this weekend as homework. Now I just can't. I'm too fidgety to sit still and put in all this time to watch TV series. So I don't watch a lot of TV, but Amy watched it, the series, and the series is great. The series, what I've seen of it, I've sat through parts of episodes or seen whole episodes, but I have not seen like a whole season, and it's great. So when I rewatched it this weekend, um it's like I never seen the movie before. Like I completely forgot about, like, I don't remember that. I don't remember that. But the movie's a little bit drier than the TV series. I'll give you that. But
Yep.
the movie is very funny. It's incredibly entertaining, and there's a lot of gore in it, and you got to love that. Uh
My favorite was when the one guy was like drinking out of the side of the lady's neck like it was a water fountain.
and he tried to catch it.
He was like,
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Viago just can't do it.
So
Yeah.
so
I
I
hit
was
an artery.
The idea of I hit an artery, it's a real mess in there.
right. So after he puts newspaper down, right? Into the
He's
towel.
talking to her. He's putting
Yeah,
paper
I
The
love
down.
new
how he's
guys put
talking to her.
down, yes. But
And she just sitting
makes
there
her
like
put
a
her feet up.
normal.
But so I'm like, I'm gone. I was gone this weekend on business, and an associate of mine comes in my room while I'm in the middle, like in the beginning, I guess, of watching this. And he's like, "What are you watching?" He doesn't watch this kind of stuff. But the part came on where I wouldn't eat that. And he ate the chip, and he's
Oh,
in the
yeah.
alley puking that
Yes.
blood. But he was laughing. So,
Yeah.
I
Wouldn't eat
enjoyed
that.
it. I liked it a lot. I would love it if I could sit through series of TV shows and sit through 6 seasons of that, because what I have seen of it I enjoyed it. Peter made me sad because he's kind of that Salem's Lot Nosferatu character, and
Yes.
Yes.
that's my favorite right there. So I'm really disappointed. I'm not disappointed. I'm sad you didn't like it as much as we did. It was
It's
really good. It
to
was
be
really
fair,
good. And
I did like it. I did
and
like
I'm not much for comedy horror.
yeah.
I mean, I love like Evil Dead, and I've sat through some, Dead Alive and other movies, but I
Oh,
don't
Dead
watch a
Alive.
lot of it. Um, that movie's a good one. I really liked it, and I don't know more to say on it that we haven't said.
I will say that
I'm
looking at it, if I would have watched the movie first, I don't know that I would have watched the TV series.
Wow.
Only
Wow.
because going the other way, like Rob said, he doesn't get a chance to watch a lot of it. But I think the TV series has a lot more comedy. It's a lot more vulgar. It's a lot more of oh shit moments, and they get into a lot of trouble with each other. And the way they spin it, it's just the comedy. I laugh. I bet you when they're sitting upstairs and I'm watching TV downstairs, they probably make fun of me. I'm just laughing out loud when I'm downstairs.
I mean, it
watching
was
that
an
show.
hour and 27 minutes. There's not a lot of room for character development.
Right.
And,
Right.
yeah, and so I
Exactly.
mean, I don't know if I watched the movie would I had said shit. I need to watch the TV series too. But the other way around, I felt I wanted to just to see what it was, to see if it was a build up to the show, which direction it went. So I mean, I think they did a good job of how they did it.
Right.
So
And I think seeing the TV series or the movie first would prompt me to watch the series.
there you go.
But I mean, I liked what I did see of the series, and I mean, maybe someday if I can actually commit to something like that, it'd be one of the series I'd watch. I can
Yeah.
pretty much do like 2, 3 a year.
Yeah.
How
Wednesday, The
long are the
Boys, and
episodes on the TV series one? How long are they?
27 minutes or whatever. They're only half-hour episodes.
oh, are they?
Yeah, they're only half
Able
hour.
to
Perfect.
do that.
I can do that. Like, that's easy.
A lot of series now are like an hour, hour and a half for one
No.
episode.
No,
Makes
they're
me
half.
crazy.
Amy,
Oh.
what about you?
I saw the movie a long time ago, and I was kind of like, it was all right. But then I started watching I watched the show. I watched the show, and I love the show. Like, I love the show. It's hilarious. So then going back now and watching it again, there's a lot of things that happen in the movie that kind of they stick in real quick, I feel like, in there in the show.
Mhm.
So I almost feel like the movie was a loose storyboard for the TV show. Like, it was an idea that was like, how do you like that? And then they were like, you know what, let's make a show, but let's elaborate. And I mean, I think it needed an Nadja. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I
she's
agree.
hilarious. She's
Yes.
hilarious.
She's one of the her and Laszlo are my favorite. Those two
They're
are
the
some.
best.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. I love the TV show.
Is Peter in the TV show?
Kinda.
Kinda
Yeah.
loosely on a different character, yeah.
There's what I did like, and I was going to mention too, is they did the thing at the end, though. They did the found footage that you see in every found footage at the very end, where the cameraman gets attacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you see his bloody body, and he gets dragged away. And I often wonder what happened to that other cameraman.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked when I don't remember all the characters' names. So the main character guy
Viago
Viago.
Vlad,
or Vladislav.
the one that like looks like he's from like
Poker.
proper English time.
Poker.
He's like the first one that raises up out of his coffin and turns
Yeah,
out.
Viago.
The
So
dandy.
So Viago is like going and waking everybody up in
Mhm.
the beginning. He's like, I wake up at 6 p.m. My favorite was he goes to the basement to wake up Peter, and he's like, first he puts the chicken in the bag or whatever to take it down, and I'm like, oh gosh, where's this gonna go? I was dying when he was like talking about what a mess his floor is. He's like, what is that, a spinal column or
Yeah, yeah.
And there's like bones all over the floor. So I really wanted to know more about like why Peter looked the way he did versus I was thinking like vampires don't age, but he is 8,000 years old. So maybe because this is where my mind's going, like maybe they do age, but just like at a slower.
Maybe they
Yeah,
just don't care anymore. They're really old. They don't care.
Yeah. They explain it. That's one of the beauties of this movie is they pay it off. They don't make you wait for the answer. They give it to us.
Yeah. So, sorry, Amy, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Did you have?
That was pretty much it. And so going back and watching the movie now, I could appreciate it more because I could see the nuances from the TV show that was the original idea, which was the movie.
Gotcha. All right. What about you, Jenny?
Well, I have listened to Richard watch the series shows more times than I can count. And he would say, hey, you should come over. You should watch this. It's really funny. And I'm like, no, that's really stupid. It's really dumb. I don't want to watch that. And I did this for like months. And it was almost like subliminal brainwashing. Because pretty soon I would find my stops. I'd stop and I'd be watching it for a few minutes. And I'd be like, oh, no, that's dumb. And I'd leave. Then I started actually watching it a little bit. And then I sat down to watch it. And I'm like, oh, my God, this is so funny. And the same thing happened with our son. He was like, absolutely not. I'm not watching that. Pretty soon you get sucked in. So I watched the movie and I watched it with Rich initially.
Tractor beam.
Watched it with Rich and I was like, yeah, it's all right. but they normalize all of the, stereotypical, what is a vampire, what is a werewolf, and they normalize it to the point where it's that really dry humor and that just really slow moving humor. And so when I went back to watch it again this past week, I just thought it was the most hysterical thing in the world. And I would have never thought that, but I did watch a lot of the series and I think it's brilliantly casted. I think the casting on that is just phenomenal. But when I go back and look at the movie and I watch the movie, I think I could probably watch the movie another 2, 3 times and laugh harder every single time I watch it. I thought it's hysterical. I love Stu, the software developer.
Yeah.
I mean, the subtle humor in some of this stuff
Mhm.
is just outrageous. It's
Did
just
you
really
get a
funny.
Colin Robinson vibe
Mm.
off of him a little bit?
Not as much with Stu. Stu was just kind of like so oblivious, as if the rest of the normalization wasn't enough. He's just caught in the midst of all this, and he's just like, "Well, I'm a software development person. That's what I do." I mean, he was just such a dry humor, and I loved it. I really did love it.
As
And
much as I want to eat them, I'm not going to.
Yeah, I loved when Nick sat down with him and was like breaking it to him that he
Yeah, he was just like,
was a vampire.
Number
Yeah,
one, you brought a human in the house. That's against all rules, but Stu's okay, so we'll forget about that one.
That's Stu. No, I mean Stu. He does not count. He's fine.
Well,
Stu is
I
fine.
just have to
Making
ask
him a
one
scout.
question before we move on to Brian. Is like, how many people had like a visceral reaction to that alarm clock going off in the beginning? Because how many of us had that same exact alarm clock?
It was talked about. Yeah.
And
Oh,
how awesome that it goes off at 6 o'clock, but 6 o'clock
Mhm.
p.m.
Yeah.
That's so
I
funny
had
because so many people woke up to that sound at 6 a.m.
yes, I
Best
died.
time of the day.
I had the exact same alarm clock. I remember that same sound, and it was just like, oh my! I was immediately transported back to a different time. So, because it's like modern, but it has a lot of like old school feel to it. So it was a really good mix of like it made it timeless so that it's ageless. So really, like anybody could watch it anytime in the future, and like it will still like it still feel any age group I think could watch it and find some relevancy or something to identify with in it. So, and the nods to Twilight were wonderful. Anyway, go ahead, Brian.
I am so happy that this was a movie that got put on the list because I'm glad that I spent the hour and a half watching this. We had a really good time with it, and I was very, very impressed by the whole thing. I think it's well written, it's smart, it's a tight script. They I think this movie may be the best movie of vampire lore that you may get. It's not Twilight. Everything that Twilight tried to do about vampires and werewolves, this movie did better. I think they kept to a lot of the lore of vampires. We have to be invited into a place to get in.
Yeah.
You don't have a reflection, and they use these things for humor, but they use them in such a great way that when you get the first joke of one of the downfalls of being a vampire with no reflection is we don't know what we look like. And
Yeah,
you,
they're like
They're
sketchy.
drawing
Yeah.
pictures.
and you never think about it. And then, we just go until we look sexy,
Yeah.
and that's what they come up with. But they do such a good job where you stop and go, wow, that is true. They can't see what they look like. So it gives a little bit of nuance to why their appearances are the way that they are, even though they're not still set in the time when they were killed. They give you the lore of whatever age you were when you were turned is the age that you stay, and they keep that with the great joke with the young girls who are vampires. And Vlad goes up to them, yeah, so what are you doing tonight? Are you going to kill some perverts or something? And they're like, yeah. And then later we actually see them doing that. And you
Yep.
go, that is a fantastic joke. Really good stuff. I think it's a tight script. All of the jokes pay off. And what they do really well in the time that they're given is they're able to give you enough backstory of each character that we do know what their backstory is. You get
Yeah.
filled in very quickly, and they're all playing a type. And that's not always a bad thing. You know, Michael Bay does that in every movie he ever makes. He just assigns a type, and you don't actually have to be a real character. But they're able to take a type and make it a character that you have different feelings for each one of them. Viego, I love that he's a dandy. And everything he does, he is a dandy. I love that because when he goes in there and he can't bite the neck the right way and he hits an artery and the blood is flying around, ha 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 ha, that's really funny. We get another part of that joke later. He does the same damn thing again, which lets us know this happens every single time he has to go bite somebody. He does the same thing. Like this is an every time occurrence for him because we see it in the background. Vladislav, we get his little overview that he's basically the Timu version of Vlad the Impaler. He's Vlad the Poker.
He pokes. Yeah.
because he pokes them and I poke them. You know, that's hilarious.
Well, I loved when they tied that into like when Stu was teaching them about modern like friendship on social media, and he's like, poker.
Yes.
And he's like,
yes,
yeah, poker.
Yes. That's the types of jokes that they're so good at and that the script is so good at giving you, because even if you knew nothing about vampires and you watch this movie, you're going to understand exactly what these vampires in this setting can and can't do, what their story is, and they play it all for humor, but it's also, you know, I do get the horror comedy aspect of it because the things that they're doing, if you played different music and didn't have a punchline, would be horrific in a vampire movie. But because we like them, because they're funny, we let it go. So, and
well,
that's
you
really
brought up the two young girls, and when he was asking them about it, they're like, yeah, he's a pedophile. They were stalking the pedophile, which I thought was just a brilliant way to tie in that whole. Here are these little girls who are going to go and kill someone, but they're vampires and they're targeting a pedophile because they can. And
exactly.
Right. And you brought up the age thing too. And at the very end, they bring it up again. She's 89. I'm 200 years old. But
when the conversation starts at first, you think it's the other way around.
Yeah, he's like, I'm robbing the cradle.
Yes.
That's what's so great about it. And I think I don't know who my favorite characters are. I love Deacon and Nick because it's apparent as soon as Nick gets changed, Deacon fucking hates him. He hates him from the start because he's not the youngest one anymore. He was the young, rebellious one, but now Nick is. So he's already pissed off because now he's encroaching on Deacon's turf. He doesn't like that he wears the same style jacket as him. He gets pissed off about everything. Then he really gets pissed because now he's jealous because they have to be invited into nightclubs, and now Nick knows the doorman and he can get them in. So now everybody else is starting to like Nick. So I love their dichotomy, but then they're actually able to give you a really nice moment later in the movie after Peter dies and stuff where Deacon and Nick kind of have a sit down and they have a talk, and you go, oh, they kind of understand each other a little bit.
Boy,
it's nice.
Brian's being a swearwolf.
Yeah, I love that. I love the werewolves too. Like that's a great. All right, there's some werewolves up there. Some shit might go down. Okay, just be ready for this. I love that. But I think my favorite two characters together have to be Deacon and Jackie, because Jackie is his what do they call them?
Familiar.
They're familiar, okay? So that's Deacon's familiar. But here's the thing. She does a good job, but he doesn't really like that bitch a whole lot. He really can't stand her, but she desperately is in love with him and wants to be turned, and he makes up every excuse why he can't.
Yeah,
he just avoids everything.
Nick took your place.
Yes, yeah. Later on, we see him and he lies and says that he turned Nick. Yeah, he took your place. He jumped in front. It was supposed to be you.
I was ready to do it.
Yeah, when she brings Nick and his girlfriend over in the beginning of the movie, and she comes in, she goes to put her arms around Deacon and kiss him, and he just kind of pushes her away.
Yeah,
it is so funny. She's like a stage 5 clinger, like in Wedding Crashers. It's so, I love that dynamic because they both play it so perfectly that he has to deal with her because she can do all the things that she can do, but he can't stand her, and he does not want her around for eternity. He's going to be happy when she's gone. I love how they bring the technology into it because they're all older. Now Nick can bring them up to date with TV and the internet and a cell phone. And you go and they get on the internet and you go, oh, this is not going to end well for them once they get on the internet. This is going to be bad. They shouldn't have access to the internet.
Right.
Yeah.
To do my dark bidding. Oh, what are you
Yes.
bidding on? This nice table.
Yeah, the table.
Yes.
What was the werewolf saying in that part that you were talking about, Brian, where they were like, yeah, we're there, I smell some werewolves ahead, some shit might go down. And they
Yeah.
end up like arguing with each other, and the werewolves like try to bring it down, and they were talking basically like kumbaya type language. And I can't remember what was said, that the guy was trying to diffuse the situation and make him like calm down and be like, it's not good to get worked up, or something like that. I don't know, but it's like all of a sudden it's like they're shit talkers, but then they want to settle things peacefully. And it was just kind of funny. It made them look like hippies,
Almost like, didn't he say something like, focus on your breathing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it. Focus on your breathing or deep breath.
And they were concerned about what clothes they should take off when they're turning. Don't forget to take that off if you don't want it to rip.
You didn't wear your jogging pants?
Yeah, you didn't wear your jogging pants.
Yeah.
So I think overall, like, I did like the movie, but initially, because I didn't know what to expect, the hour and a half went by so quick that I felt like I didn't really get into a storyline. So I think I wanted more. So I was like, well, if that's it and I got no more, like, that was just an hour and a half that I wasted. And then I looked into it more and saw that there was a TV show. And so then I got excited. So like that was like the redeeming thing. I think it was just because I felt let down because I wanted more. And
TV show is great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll have
10
to
out
watch
of 10.
10
out
I'll
of
have to
10.
watch that when I'm done with Extraordinary.
Okay.
And you weren't on for the when we did the Weird Weekly News, but I'm watching a show called Extraordinary right now. And it's set in England, and there's some Irish characters as well. And it's basically people that have like special powers. And it's definitely worth a watch. It's very funny as well.
What's it on?
I think you can find it on Hulu.
Okay.
Can't remember what else it's on, but Kez has a free subscription to Hulu through their Spotify. So
Gotcha.
that's
Was anybody else really upset when Vlad wasn't like the very important person for the ball? I felt really bad. I knew it was going to go that way, but I was like, you know what I thought it was going to be? I thought that it was going to be like Nick or somebody was going to be made.
That's what I thought. I thought it was going to be Nick.
But it's even better that it's the Beast, which they build up the whole movie. So about halfway through, I go, oh, I can't wait to see who the Beast is actually going to be, because it's going to be ironically funny, and they didn't disappoint with that.
I wasn't upset about Vlad as much as I was about Peter.
Yeah, I was pretty broken up about Peter. I really liked him.
Peter
was a good listener for Nick.
Yeah,
get out of the sun. Bullshit.
Yeah, you always listen to him. Yeah.
I couldn't stop it. Well, I loved whenever is it Vlad that walks in and he's like, "You don't recognize your lover," and she's like, "George."
Yeah. 5 names.
4 years before that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really great. It was good. So I think overall.
And what does Vlad say? Notice me.
Yeah.
Notice me. And then he hits the glass to get the guy to look.
Would you
back in the window?
Yeah, he did.
That was the second time he tried, though. Remember, the first time was a woman didn't look at him, so
Yep.
then he's trying that old guy.
Yeah.
He hits the window.
Because he's never been the same since he got beat by the Beast.
No, he took it all out of
like
him.
when he turned into that cat.
Yes, and he did. He can't face his right.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
Great. Well, I also liked when you mentioned how they couldn't see their reflection. So he's like, and it's Viago that's in front of the mirror going, "Ooh, look, I'm a ghost cup. I'm a ghost cup." He's like,
Did you see him doing Pac-Man too, where he was chasing the ghost?
Yes.
That was awesome.
So there's like, you really, if you watch the movie, which I would highly recommend, I think we all would, like, you just have to pay attention to everything. It's very similar to like The Office or, anything like that, where it's, the mockumentary style is really great. Look for all the gems. There were quite a few gems, even in like the decor on the wall, like
yeah.
just
Oh
really
gosh, yeah.
everything.
I noticed that too. And I would recommend that you watch it more than once. I recommend you watch it, then take a break from it, and then come back and watch it again, because I think that you will laugh twice as hard the second time around.
Yeah,
All the
for
stuff with Stu is great. No, Stu's okay. I mean, not Stu, not you. You're okay.
I'm
That, like, they all,
I'm making Stu a scarf.
yeah, like they all have to come to terms with it that Stu is cool,
You
and then
know,
once they realize that, they're all in, and now Stu's their guy. I love
He's
that.
like, "Did you make that sweater? Is that a moon?"
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't make us turn.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's great. Well, okay, so let's go around robin in the order that we so Rich, what are you giving on a scale of 1 to 10? What's
I'm giving it a 10.
Okay, what about you, Rob?
I mean, 10 is like got to be the most perfect movie ever. I will give it like a 9.2, 9 point. Yeah, I'll be
What
good
about
with it.
9.2? What about you, Amy?
I would say that I would give the movie a 7.5, but only because I love the show so much, I would give it like a 9 point whatever.
Gotcha. What about you, Jenny?
I would give the movie probably a 7 the first time around and a 10 the second time around.
Got it. What about you, Brian?
8.5. It's a very, very good movie. It's funny. You're not going to waste your time. Don't listen to Gina. She likes Twilight. This is a good vampire. Everybody watch this one.
Yeah, wrong vampires.
Yeah.
I do love Twilight though, but I did like this movie. I actually would give it an 8. So I would actually give it an 8.
Okay.
And
Nobody sparkled.
nobody sparkled, so that was, but
That's
yeah,
the whole thing.
it was really great because they bring all that in when Nick was going around telling these people
Mhm.
at the bar that he was Edward from Twilight. That
I
was
am Twilight.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm the guy.
so
I
this
am
was
Twilight.
great. This was a great movie to review. Thank you, Rich, for throwing that in the hat. We have our weird weekly news that you'll have to listen to that just came on like the Wednesday before this episode when it airs. And then I can tell you the movies. Should we tell them what movies we're going to review?
I don't know.
Or should we keep it a surprise?
Surprise. Keep it a
People
surprise.
love surprises,
Okay.
Yeah.
especially around Halloween.
We're not going to tell you. You're just going to have to tune in every week and figure out which movie. But every Monday this month of October, we will be bringing you a horror or a scary.
That's right, Mom. Tune in every week.
Oh, you gave a shout out to Bernice. Hi. She's our number one fan.
Always.
She
Always.
is.
We love Bernice. So, all right, everybody.
Who's her favorite, Rob? Who's her favorite person on the realm?
Yeah, who's her favorite?
Oh, I don't know. Probably me, but I'll ask her. I'll ask her, and I'll be like, "You can't pick me."
Oh,
Yeah. Well, yeah, you don't count.
Oh, wow.
Well, she'd pick
Well,
Amy.
because he's number one, you know.
Well, yeah, I get it, but
And Amy don't.
Amy doesn't count either.
I mean, yeah, because otherwise you might say Amy.
I
yeah.
feel like Amy counts because now she's removed enough from the situation. She's not like a blood relative of our number one fan. And my brother,
sister wife.
sister wife.
Oh boy.
God. There's a lot of trouble for Cody Brown these days. If you haven't seen it in the news, so that shows Sister Wives. There's a lot of drama, but anyway, I digress. So this was a great time, guys. Great movie to review, and for everybody listening and or watching, please go check it out. I know I'm definitely gonna go check out the TV show and maybe watch the movie again. So welcome to Scaretober. Welcome back to season 8, and we will see you guys next time.
See you soon.
Bye.
Good balls.